Check, check. Check, check. Okay. We shall start in 5 minutes. Hello. All right, we shall begin soon. 1 more minute. Set up the video of my phone as well. All right, it's 5:30. All right, welcome to Jab Gym and good afternoon. Namaste. My name is Jonathan, and in the next 30 minutes, I'll be bringing you a movement hygiene class. Now, hygiene is something that we do on a very regular basis. But on a very regular basis, our hips are always subjected to immobility. We don't really move it as much, and it's always in that short position. It's either we're always seated down or we're always lying down. So today's flow is really dedicated. This next 30 minutes is really dedicated for you, right? In the sense where I want to teach you certain asanas and movements that are sort of really memorable in the sense where you can include it into your everyday workouts and also just do it once you get out of bed, right? So without further ado, let's begin our class. Lying down. So just first come down lying down on the side and then fully lie down on the mat. Make sure your entire body is really on the ground, on your mat as well. I want your palms facing up towards the ceiling. You're going to relax your entire body. You're going to take that breath in, out through your mouth. Take another breath in and out. And last one, inhale. Exhale through your mouth. You're going to relax your entire body. All the way up to the ground of your head. You're going to slowly just visualize contact of your body with the ground. Real slow sensation that the body is feeling. You're going to slowly also visualize contact of the fabric of your clothes against your body. It's trying to also gauge the difference between the part of your body that is covered and the part of your body which is exposed to the light. Slowly gauge the difference. Slowly into one more inhale. Exhale all the way up. Slowly moving the fingertips, the toes. Slowly moving the neck as well. Now first I want you to just slowly draw your left leg in towards your chest. Hold it, grab it by your knees. If this is too difficult, you can also grab it behind your knees as well. The idea here is just gently grabbing the two knees. And immediately you're going to make sure that your foot on the right is flexed. Okay, flexing your left as well at the same time. You're going to slowly hover your feet away from the ground. Okay, from an inhalation, you're going to slowly draw your leg up, pointing your heel up towards the ceiling if you can. Exhale, you're going to draw your heels down very slowly, gently. Inhale, raising your heel up, heel up towards the ceiling, flexing your toes towards you. Exhale, draw it down. And you should feel it, the sensation around your psoas muscle, which is muscle running on the thigh. Inhale, raising all the way up from here. Holding it there on your third repetition. You're going to take one inhale. Exhale to stay. Another inhale. Exhale, draw it down very slowly. Raising your hip very slowly. Now from here, you're going to slowly just draw both your knees in. You're going to try to grab both your knees here. Just try to draw your knees close to each other. And from here, I want you to have your knees and pulse the movement of your hand. You're going to press your knees against your hand. Get flattening your back. Immediately, you'll feel some muscles really firing up around the upper thigh area again. Especially the psoas muscle. And slowly exhale, you're going to draw your left leg down, this time holding on to your right knee. You're pointing your toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, raising your heel up towards the top. Exhale, draw down. Inhale, raising up. Try to join both your knees in the same line. Exhale, draw down. One last repetition here. Inhale, draw all the way up. And then hold. One inhale. Exhale, maybe reaching your heels up towards the ceiling a little bit more, pushing your right knee against your hands. Exhale, pull it down very slowly. Articulating your movement, gently, very slowly again. And then from here again, join both the knees in. This time I want you to grab your opposite elbows. Put the crease of your elbow against your knees. Holding it there. 5, 4, pushing your knees against your hands. 3, 2, 1. Slowly, you're going to lower both your heels down onto the ground. You're going to press your palm on the ground very firmly here. And you're going to raise your hip up towards the top. So we were just working on the frontal part of our hip, this time on our glutes. Now, it's very important for you not to be pointing your tailbone up. I want you to really crunch your core in. Imagine yourself really crunching your belly button if you can, squeezing your belly button here. Pushing onto your heels to raise yourself up a little bit more. Fine engagement on your glutes. From here, exhale, dropping it down. Inhale, raising it up. Exhale, drop it down. One last repetition here, raising it up. Trying to make sure every time you do a bridge pose, your spine is straight. Coming at an angle if you can. Holding it there. Take one inhale. And exhale, drawing it downwards, and that's done. Our warm up. From here, you're going to roll onto your side body. Push yourself up. And then coming onto your tabletop here if you can. From here, let's take some cat and cow, making sure your fingertips are pointed towards the front. You're going to slowly arch your spine, look up towards the ceiling if you can. Coming into your cow pose. Exhale, you're going to originate that movement with your tailbone. You're going to first point your tailbone down towards the ground, rounding your belly, your middle spine, and your upper spine. Lastly, pushing your hands against the floor and then bring your chin towards your chest. From here, inhale, raising it up if you can. Looking up towards the ceiling, arching your spine again. And then again, visualize the movement of your tailbone. Slowly just point down towards the ground first and then rounding your lower back, middle back, upper back, and then slowly tuck your chin towards your chest. Now from here, again, we're going to start the movement from our tailbone. First, point your tailbone up towards the top. And then slowly arching mid-spine, upper spine, and your neck. Look up towards the ceiling. Last round here, pointing your tailbone down into your posterior pelvic tilt, crunching your core, and then slowly chin towards your chest. Just moving with your breath. Inhaling anterior pelvic tilt, pointing your tailbone up, and then look up towards the ceiling. From here, coming up into your neutral spine. Now we're going to do a few movements here. All right, from here, you're going to slowly, so I'm going to come to the other side, just to show you a bit. From here, you're going to come and try to draw your knees away from the other knee, coming into some abduction, hip abduction here. And you're going to hold your breath here, looking up towards the front. Now you're not going to compensate, making sure the weight of your body is equally distributed around both shoulders here. You immediately feel some movement on your side, hips, right? Engagement of your glute medius. Exhale, slowly lowering your knees down. Now from here, you're going to slowly push your knees towards the front, coming into flexion. Exhale, flexing and extending your feet all the way towards the back, extension. And then slowly, you're going to come back to flexion. From here, you're going to lower your left elbows down and then push, straighten up your legs and push it out towards the side, holding it there. Again, inhale, flexing your foot if you can. Exhale, slowly lower it down. This time, working on the other side if you want. Inhale, flexion. Exhale, extension. Slowly come down from here, working back towards the original side. Of course, let's move. Inhale, raising up towards the side, pointing your feet towards the front, looking towards the front if you can. Exhale, drawing your knees in. From here, flexion, pointing your knees forward. Exhale to extension. And then from here, lower your right elbows down. Draw your knees in before you straighten it out towards the side. Holding your breath here if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Taking another inhale. Exhale. Relax your body. Throw yourself back to your tabletop. Now next we're going to work on an asana. So from here, first raise your right leg up towards the top. Okay, lifting your knees up. You're going to use your opposite hand and grab onto your right feet. From here, you're going to push your hands against your legs. Pull your legs up towards the ceiling and push your feet up towards the top, looking towards the left if you can. And then taking an inhale and exhale. From here, inhaling, pushing your feet against your hand a little bit more to lift yourself up a little bit more. And exhale, slowly releasing the pulse. Working on the other side here. First, lifting your leg up, left leg, while your knees are back. Slowly drawing a big circle with your hand, trying to grab your feet from the inside. And from here, taking an inhale, pushing your feet against your hand to raise your feet up towards the top, looking towards the right leg. Virasana. From here, taking another inhale to raise it up if you can. And then exhale, relax your body. Whew, a lot of work on your glutes there. Now from here, let's do some hip cast movement here as well. So working on the left, from here, you're going to slowly draw your knees towards the front. So try not to move your lumbar spine or your lower back. So making sure your spine is always straight and pointed towards the front. You're going to draw big circles here towards the side, slowly raising your leg up. So you're imagining as if you're drawing big circles with your knees. So moving towards the front, drawing big circles towards the side. Maybe you're going to point your knees up towards the top as well. And then exhale. From here, reversing it for 2 repetitions again, pointing your heel up, drawing big circles towards the side, moving it towards the front again. 1 last repetition on this side, raising, exhale, lowering it down. Okay, now from here, working on the other side, slowly just raise, flex your knees towards the spine, trying to make sure that your spine is always in a neutral position, drawing big circles again towards the side, pointing your heel up towards the top, and then slowly bring it back into flexion. Inhale into abduction, pointing your feet up into extension, slowly back into flexion. Now reversing here, coming first into extension, pointing towards the side, into adduction, and then flexing it towards the front. 1 last repetition, raising it up. So really imagining you're drawing big circles with your knees here. Okay, notice any clicks and pops while you do so as well. From here, opening your hips as wide as the mat, putting your feet together, coming down, relaxing into child's pose just for a moment here. Okay, making sure your elbows are away from the ground, and then you're surrendering your forehead down towards the ground as well. Taking an inhale into your back, and exhale, relax your body. Just relaxing here while I come and observe if you're still with me, if I'm still online. 21 people watching me, great stuff. So relaxing in your child's pose, if you can. Now from here, you're going to slowly raise yourself up, tabletop, pushing your feet against your mat. And you're going to push yourself back up, downward facing dog this time. Now in your downward facing dog, let's do some hip extensions once more. We're going to slowly just press our left hand slightly behind our right wrist, making sure both hands are straight. Otherwise, you can bend arms that is behind, right, the back hand. From here, opposite legs, you're going to slowly lift your left leg up towards the top. Try to make sure you're always pointing your toes up towards the ceiling so that you're really concentrating the movement around your glutes. Exhale. Now, without moving your spine, try to flex your knees in towards your spine, to its chest. From here, inhale, raising your heel up. Exhale once more. Inhale, raising it up. Holding it there, taking 1 breath in. And exhale, neutral spine to downward facing dog again. In your downward facing dog this time, try pushing your heels down towards the ground, reaching your chest towards your knees, and looking at a point just right in front of you, in between your nose maybe. Now from here, working the other side, right hand, just behind your left knee, left hand. From here, opening up your right knee, pointing your heel up towards the top. Exhale, flexing the hip. Inhale, lifting your heels into extension. 1 last repetition here before we hold. Inhale, raising it up. Taking 1 inhale. And exhale, sink deeper. Exhale to relax. Now, from here, you're going to look towards the front if you can, flexing your knees. We're going to jump towards the front or walk if you want. From here, just jumping towards the front, putting your feet together, if you can, or a slight breathing distance apart. I'm going to face you. And from here, you're going to place your hand by your waist. Notice your back might be rounded a slight bit. So to straighten up your spine, point your elbows up towards the ceiling and look forward. Now from here, I want you to point your tailbone upwards. So imagine yourself doing a cow pose. So pointing your tailbone up, you're straightening up your spine, and you're pointing your elbows up towards the ceiling here. Now from here, you're going to imagine yourself, so all the weight of your body is now on your heels. So imagine yourself like a conveyor belt. So slowly draw the weight of your body towards your feet, as if you're almost tiptoeing off the ground. So that it can really concentrate that movement, that stretch around your hamstrings. Now, from here, taking an inhale, pushing towards the front, just like the conveyor belt. You should be really focusing around your hamstring area, around your glutes, so that you're not really feeling it on your lower back. So if you have that lower back pain, I want you to just slowly draw yourself upwards and just find that adjustment so that you don't have any pain around your back. This movement should always be just for your hips, should not recruit any muscles of your lower back. Now, from your exhale, if you can touch the ground, if you can, I want you to grab hold of your ankles and slowly draw your chest closer towards your knees. Otherwise, I want you to have a pistol grip, grab onto your toes, and then slowly you're going to push your elbows wide, draw your chest in towards your knees. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, opening your elbows wider if you can. Maybe you're going to draw your chin towards your knees. But it's very important that we're not rounding our neck or our spine here. We're just slowly drawing our chest closer towards our knees. Taking another inhale. And exhale, lower down. If you're in the option, you can always draw your chest closer by pulling onto your ankles as well. So your choice here. From here, using that strength, that sensation around our hamstring, slowly draw yourself up. And coming back into this L shape, pointing your elbow up towards the ceiling here. Holding it there. You should be feeling all the stretch around your hamstring. Now from here, transfer your weight from your heels to your toes, pointing your elbow up towards the ceiling here. This time you might feel it a little bit more engaged, right? More muscles are working. For some of you, if you're shaking, that's perfectly fine. I always tell this joke in class, you won't die from shaking. From here, exhale this time. Let's work a little bit deeper. Working into Padahastasana. Padahastasana. From here, just try to press your feet against your hands. And then same thing, you're going to open your elbows wide and try to draw your chest in again. Just a slight bit of a variation of your forward fold. Right? You can do this, midway through your workout just for stretching of the hamstrings, stretching of the lower body especially. And then from here, you're going to remove your hands. Again, placing your hands back onto your waist, looking forward. And you're going to raise yourself up using the sensations around your hamstrings. Inhale to raise your arm forward and upwards into a circle. Exhale to standing prayer pose. Your thumb lightly touching the fabric of your clothes. Put your feet together. Just find yourself in a resting position for a slight bit. Taking an inhale here. And exhale. Just notice the subtle differences within your body from that very simple movement. Just a few stretches here. You can feel a very big, profound effect within our body. Now, the hips is a place where we hold a lot of emotion. A lot of power actually gets generated from the hips. Every movement you take, walking forward, pushing, any weightlifting movement, all originates from the hips. It itself. Right, so when you're at the top of your mat, now what I want you to do, you're going to slowly turn towards your side. Turn to a point where your left hand side, right, your left hand is pointed towards the long side of the mat. Right? Okay, just find rest. Again, I'm going to come by and just see if you're still with me. All right, great. Now, you're on the long side of your mat here. Now, I want you to slowly raise your hand upwards, pushing your hands together if you can. You're going to squeeze your glutes really tight here. And taking an exhale, you're going to bend towards your right. Inhale towards the middle, squeezing your glutes tighter this time. Exhale to bend towards your left. Inhale, coming back towards the top. So notice I said the movement of your body really originates from your hip. It's one of the movement, a side bend, really comes from your hip as well. Now from here, you're going to cactus your arms and open yourself wide. I'm going to point my feet at an angle, at a 45-degree angle. Now you're going to push your elbows wide, pushing your palm up towards the ceiling a slight bit. And then you're going to sink as you exhale. You're going to push your knees wide towards the back, coming into goddess pose. Now from here, straighten out your legs, pushing your hands wide. Your right leg is going to point towards the front, left leg pointed towards the back of the mat, coming into triangle pose. Now triangle pose is a side stretch. First, I want you to tuck your tailbone in. So imagine you're squeezing your belly button here, engage the hips, raising your hands up to a mid-level. From here, left hand is going to come down onto your left shin as you exhale, and then your gaze will be up towards your right middle finger. Okay, keep squeezing your glutes, keep tucking your tailbone in, and look up towards the top. Keep opening your chest up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, you're going to slowly unwind. From here, you're going to slowly point your right toe at a 45, pressing your hands by your knee. We're going to take a pyramid stretch, slowly lowering your chest down towards the ground with your spine straight. Now, if you want, you can rest your hand down towards the ground next to your feet. If you can't touch your feet, you can always place it by your shin. Otherwise, take the option of placing it by your waist. Keep pointing your elbow up towards the ceiling here. Every exhalation, try to draw your chest closer towards your knees. So we're stretching the hamstrings here. From here, exhale. This knee will slowly extend towards the back before you place it down on the ground, coming into your low lunge position here. From here, lifting your hands up towards the top. Exhale, coming down, cactusing your arm, pushing your chest inwards. This stretches the psoas muscle, a very big part of the hip, the stabilizer within our hip. Exhale, you're going to slowly place your hands down towards the ground. Slowly, you're going to point your toes up towards the ceiling here. Now, for those of you seasoned in yoga, you would know that I'm doing a moon salutation. Right? Now you're going to crunch your toes in towards your body, pointed up towards the ceiling, and then try to imagine as if you're trying to pull your heel towards your knee, but without actually moving it. So just visualizing that movement here. Keep surrendering your chest closer towards your knee. Take one inhale. Exhale, your right hand comes towards the inside of your left foot, and you're going to look towards the left. Inhale, return. From here, exhale, you're going to slowly lower your hip down, and slowly you're going to sit onto your toes here. So your legs are straight. You're going to open your hand up. Exhale, try to grab onto your foot, otherwise onto your ankles. Take your options here. There's no point pushing too much sometimes in yoga. Sometimes it's just worth to settle in poses. And it's easy for you. We're not trying to force the body into movement or into asanas. In yoga, we're trying to just connect with our breath and our mind, just to ease into things. That's how we should be approaching life as well sometimes. From here, pushing yourself up, coming back into that lunge position. Now from here, your left knee will remain bent. I'm going to point it towards the front again. This knee, which is straight, will come down into your side lunge, Skandasana. Now this elbow will be pushing against the knee, opening your hips wider, and you should be feeling it around your glutes, all the way down to your hamstrings. Taking one inhale. Exhale, we're gonna transfer to the other side. Bending your legs, your right knee this time, and then slowly. Notice I'm pointing my toes up towards the ceiling. I'm pushing my elbows against my right knee to open my hip wider. You should be really feeling the movement of your hip down towards the ground. Trying to find the perfect alignment here. From here, coming into Anjani Asana again, to your runner's lunge, lowering the left knee this time, adjusting wherever applicable before come deeper into the pose. From here, inhale, raising your arms up towards the top. Exhale, cactusing your arm, pointing your palm, your hand up towards the ceiling. Stretching again, finding the engagement on your upper thigh area. Exhale, hands down, straighten up the legs, pointing your toes up towards the ceiling here, and hold. So this particular stretch, the half split of Ardha Hanumanasana, very good stretching of your hamstring. You're going to keep imagining that your knees, the back of your knee, the crease of your knees are pushing down towards the ground, and you're going to crunch your toes up towards the face. Really find the engagement here, and keep straightening up your spine, lowering your chest down towards the ground. Taking an inhale. Exhale, walking your hands towards your right this time. Again, finding a different engagement of your hip. This one particularly works really hard on the hip area. And slowly exhale, lowering yourself, and you're going to sit on your toes. So this is very much like a Thai massage, so I'm really pressing the feet, my weight of my body onto my feet. So it's a little bit of a myofascial release as well. Slowly you're going to draw your hands and slowly grab onto your feet. Taking an inhale here. Exhale. Maybe you're going to draw your chest closer towards your knees. Okay, again, taking your options here. You can always grab hold of your ankle instead of your feet, right? It's okay if you're here or here, but the idea is just to lower yourself progressively downwards. Finding options that are easier for you, not necessarily hurting yourself into it. Holding it there, holding for one more breath. And exhale, lower down a little bit more. And slowly pushing yourself back up to runner's lunge. We're going to push ourselves up into pyramid again. So my left toe is pointed at a 45, right toe towards the front. Stretching again my hamstrings. Inhale, hands on your shin, open up, Trikonasana, adjust again, notice my feet, opening up the side body. Remember, squeeze your glute. Every side opening of the side body requires the movement of your hips. Whenever you're bending, whenever you're reaching as well, it requires the hips. From here, inhale to Goddess again. I'm going to take a slight bit of a variation of Goddess. Come into a prayer pose. You're going to lower your hip down as much as you can. Keep opening your hips wide here. The weight of the body should be on your glutes. You should be feeling it on your glutes. Exhale, lower down a little bit more. I know. And then inhale, slowly, pushing forward, pushing your feet pointed towards the front. Left foot meets the right. Open your hands wide. Taking your side bend again, pushing your glutes together. Inhale, middle. Exhale, towards the front. From here, looking towards the front. Gonna slowly lower down. And we've come to the practice, last part of our practice here. Slowly just lowering down your body, your knees remain bent. Now from here, your left ankle will be hooked onto your right knee here. We're going to come into a figure 8 position here. You're going to slowly draw your knees in towards your chest. Now option 1, the easier option, you're going to grab hold of the back of your right knee, otherwise in your knees itself. Taking an inhale, exhale, draw your feet closer towards your chest. You should be feeling it on the left side of your glute here. Very big stretch on your hip flexors. Exhale, lower your feet down. This left foot come down towards the side body. Your right hand is going to grip on towards your left shin. And this left knee will naturally come down towards the ground. And you should be feeling it right around your piriformis muscles, right around your glutes. Very big release here. Inhale, coming back up. Switching legs this time. Again, drawing your left knee in towards your chest. Taking an inhale. Exhale, drawing your feet closer towards your chest if you can. And then taking another inhale. And exhale. From here, right ankle comes down towards the side. Left hand grips onto your right knee. Right knee comes down towards the ground. You should be feeling it right on your glutes, on your psoas muscles as well. And then slowly releasing both your feet. We're going to try to grab hold this time, our hands onto the outside edges of your feet. Your fingertips on the outside edges, your palms on the inside edges here. And then slowly, you're going to try to bring your elbows in towards your armpit if you can. You need to happy baby pose. And keep pushing your feet against your hands. And then you can introduce and move from there as well. Just holding it there, taking time to enjoy the pose. I come and observe any comments. Anything you've got to say? Hi, everyone. All right. Now, slowly, we're going to lower our entire body down towards the ground. Coming to the final pose of the day, Shavasana. All right, just settling it here. Try to relax your body, adjust your clothing if you want. Palms facing up towards the ceiling. And try to relax your entire body. It's very important. So this posture here, other than it being symbolic towards yoga, Shavasana, it's a very important posture to really rest your body, rejuvenate it for whatever you're going to do next. It's said that 15 minutes of being still in this posture equates to 4 hours of sleep. Some yogic knowledge here. You're going to relax your toes, just let it be, let it drop naturally, your knees, relaxing your hips. You should be feeling as if your hips are somehow ringing, especially around your hamstrings, around your glutes as well, around your thighs especially. You're going to relax your core, your shoulders, your chest, your neck. Very importantly, try not to crunch on your fingertips as well. We hold a lot of emotions around the extremities of our body, our feet, our hands, as well as our hips. Our shoulders as well. Just allow it to drop naturally, your shoulders. Especially for those of us working from home, we might be crunching our backs a little bit more. So let's counteract it by just relaxing the body. relaxing the muscles of your face, your eyes especially. And just let it go. Stay for as long as you want. Gonna leave you here while you're resting. Namaste. Have a great evening.